Knudsen,
What's going on, Tursky?
this is Two Guys Talking Golf,
The video version.
the video version, and we got a gift from the golf content gods today.
Yeah, really interesting. I did not see this coming out. I mean, I didn't.
How could you
see it
ever?
coming.
How could you ever see this coming?
I mean, there were, you know, I thought I'd seen some interesting photos from right after Nike shut down the club business.
Yep.
And this one blows them all out of the water.
So, Ollie Wilson. It says in his bio that he's an ex Nike Golf employee,
Okay.
so he was in the know,
Yeah, he had some knowledge.
and he posted this photo of. It's called a VPR Strike or Vapor Strike. You'd have to assume,
Yep.
and it's glorious.
Yeah, I mean,
It was supposed to come out in 2017. Apparently, that's what he says in his post.
Yep, and Nike, of course, shut the doors before that, so there's nothing came out for 2017 or beyond. It is they definitely, if anybody knows before, they were blue and Volt, which was neon yellow.
Yep.
And that was their color scheme in 2015. Was it 15? 2016, sorry. 2016. And, people loved and hated it. It was kind of
It was hit or
Depending on the
miss. It was
Exactly.
definitely a miss for me. I didn't like it. It was too loud for me.
I was okay with the blue. The Volt with it was just a little too much. And this one here being black and like a bright red, I'm kind of about it. I like it.
Yeah, especially as the podcast listeners probably know, I did go to Rutgers University, so the black and red is right up my alley.
Yep.
Now this is quite the big speed channel
It's
behind
huge.
the face.
And it's weird because it's not as much of like a concave like channel. It's almost like just slanted back. Like I think there's a picture where you see the sole, like the kind of a profile shot of the sole, and it doesn't look like it's so much of a channel as it's almost like just slanted back towards the rest of the sole.
Yeah. Now, this is kind of counterintuitive to me, and why I always thought that Nike drivers maybe weren't the best for maximizing launch and spin and all that. Now, I think a design like this just raises the CG.
Well, I think it can, definitely. Now with this one here, the interesting thing for me is that there's two kind of gray rectangle slash trapezoidal whatever shapes on it,
Yeah.
which kind of protrude from the back and outside. And I think they were really trying to push that CG low and back. And I'm betting that those are like tungsten or some type of weights back there. They're not movable, but I think they're moving some of that weight far back into the outside. So I think they're trying to move that CG back because with that channel, it's tough to get it really low.
Right.
It is.
Now we got some. You'd have to assume it's carbon fiber on the crown, and we'll have a picture right here so
Yeah.
people can see. I'm sure they can't see the screen we're looking at, but yeah, they still got the big Nike swoosh on the crown, which I don't
Yeah.
know if a lot of people loved, but it looks better in that highlighter red than it did in the
In the Volt.
in the Volt. But they definitely got some carbon fiber in the back here, also to probably lower some CG.
Yep, and they did a lot of carbon. I mean, with the last like Vapor Pro, the whole backside of it was just a carbon cup basically attached. That one there, I'm gonna go ahead and say I agree with you. I think it's a carbon top. I think this one's just paint on there. It's just painted on, but I think it is carbon underneath.
What makes you say that? Why do you think it's just paint?
Because it's really light. Like it's almost like a really light gray at kind of like a cross pattern, and that doesn't look like any carbon fiber I'm familiar with. And again, I'm no expert. I don't work in like Formula One, but to me, that looks more of like a little bit of a paint job to kind of tell the story of what's
So you
there.
think there's carbon fiber underneath, and then they put some pattern on top to like kind of draw your eye to it
Yeah, I think so.
as a little
when-
marketing?
Yeah, when it's sitting on the shelf or whatever, I think
Okay.
that's what it is. But I think you're right. I think definitely a carbon top.
So what do you think about it? Give it like a rating out of 10 of how much you like it.
I mean, I really do like it. I think it's got a good shape to it. Nike drivers, to me, shape-wise, always look pretty good. Colors, I could love or hate the blues or the reds or, the Volts. But the shapes always look pretty decent. So this one here, I mean, I really like it. I'd probably give it like 8.5.
8.5.
Yeah, I'd
Okay.
give it an 8.5.
Okay.
I mean, it's definitely not near as bad as some of the old Sasquatch stuff. It probably is one of the best drivers.
Those were
look-wise ever
classics,
made.
though.
Yeah, classically loud. But this one here,
Roasted.
yeah, I mean, and it still has the same adjustable straight fit hosel. It looks like. Yeah, I'd give it like an 8.5. I like it.
Now, for me, I was never really a fan of Nike drivers like at all.
Yeah,
Like they weren't even on my radar. I thought they were cool looking, but to actually play as like a golfer, I just wasn't really on board.
yeah.
And I always spun them way too much. Now, just purely looks wise, like this is fire.
I think it was great. Yeah,
It's what I want a Nike club to look like with the black and the red. It's kind of a throwback to what they used to do. So I'm gonna go like a 7.2 on this one, which
Wow.
is way up from like a 4 or a 5 that I would have given their other Nike drivers. And I'm going purely on looks because I still don't think they would have gotten launch and spin figured out all the way.
yeah.
It looks like they're trying, but I don't know that speed channel. I would have to talk to an engineer and see what they say
And I
about
also
it. But
I also wonder what part of the line this fits into, because you remember like 2016, Nike had 3 drivers. They had Vapor, Vapor Pro, and then
Fly.
Vapor Flex.
oh yeah,
yeah.
Flex. Sorry,
Flex,
Sorry.
yeah, which was the one with the carbon back and that little battery looking weight
Yeah,
to
yeah,
it.
yeah.
And I wonder if this fits into one of those categories. Like if there was there was a
A strike,
a Strike Pro, and then
yeah.
something else. So I wonder if this is like the more forgiving model, and then maybe there was a Pro version, and then like a real high tech movable weight kind of crazy one as well.
Well, I sent this guy a DM. Shout out Ollie Wilson. We'll see if he responds with some more info. If not, this was fun to just see the photos, see what would have come out in 2017, and
I know
speculate.
it
So
would have been
this was fun.
it would have been cool to see like a catalog with the whole line,
Right.
see
right,
what it
right.
would have been. You know, Who
Well,
knows?
if they were going black and red, I bet they would have had some apparel to go along with
Oh,
it,
yeah.
like black and red gloves, hats, all that.
Oh,
They would have
yeah.
went all out, and I would have loved it. But too bad.
Yep. Well, what could have been?
Right. So, all right. That was Nike Vapor Strike. Two guys talking golf, trying to make sense of it all. See you guys.